on, it's all good. But we're going to a raid search and destroy as the second map now, as I keep mentioning, as it was mentioned earlier. They dropped search and destroy earlier now. Do you know much about these EQ guys, about the search and destroy game?
I don't think you've really got to talk about it too much, because it is the first game of the tournament.
Exactly.
You're coming into that, and any sort of team is going to be shaky with it, really. And S&D is one of those game modes where if you do get shaky, you can lose it. Hardpoint is one of them things, if you get a bit shaky, you're just like, come on, let's get into it now. S&D is one of them things where it's like stop and start. You can't really get yourself hyped up unless you're really winning round after round after round. So it's one of them things, I wouldn't look too much into it at all.
No, not at all. You've got to come into it. They are a strong squad overall, and Raid is one of those maps where, I was talking about it earlier on. It's used in Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and CTF. I personally love casting over it, and I predict we may see some sniper rifles out here, especially towards that laundry section. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I can't wait to see some DSRs come out, see if we can get some nice two pieces or something like that crazy going on stream for you guys. I expect something like that's going to happen because it's just one of those maps. Now, you're usually going to see that progression towards that B bomb site over towards the raid circle, but I do love it when teams switch up and go for that A bomb site over by the pool as well.
Yeah, it really gives the game a bit more range. I mean, usually what we see within raid, very close quarters, or we will see long range. But when you are playing on raid, it is one of them things where if you go down the right hand side, it is all long range, minus around the bomb site. But actually, I do believe we do have a little bit of an update from Mike Benbenick from TCM game that's going on currently on the side stage.
TCM versus Mind Control going on the feature stage right now. First map, Hardpoint Yemen, 250 to 187. Search and Destroy, though, not going the way for TCM. They lose at 6-1 to Mind Control. Of course, there was a disconnect with the Xbox there. MK were up 4-1. AC had a hellstorm, but because of the disconnect, they ended up restarting without the streaks. But anyway, it didn't matter as TCM lose on Search and Destroy, on Raid, and it's now all tied up 1-1 TCM Mind Control. Back to you guys.
Very, very tight game going on there. TCM won these teams. A lot of people predicting them to win the event. Very, very shaky start for them.
Yeah, for sure. And Search and Destroy, they looked, I think they dropped 2 Search and Destroy maps at Gfinity, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no, the final.
Yeah.
That was it.
Crazy.
That was against Complexity, and we were about to get in the game there.
But we were about to keep going with S&D there, but unfortunately the host at the end of the game will get that sorted. Probably people not getting their classes ready and stuff like that. So hopefully that won't be too long before we get the game started. But yeah, shaky start for TCM, but you can't class anything out.
You can't. It is LAN, anything can happen. It is one of them things where a lot of teams will beat teams that they won't think they would even have a chance against online. So it can be a bit different, and it can be a bit shaky for teams, especially at the beginning of the tournament. I would very much expect them to pick it up and go on. I honestly think it's going to be an Infused Prophecy TCM final. So for me, my prediction isn't looking good if they lose the first match, but I'd imagine they'll come back from that.
Oh yeah, and I mean, with the guys from TCM, you've got to think about their chemistry as well. They're a strong squad, and they've done a lot with the squad that they have so far. So they've got that chemistry between them. And if you're going to go down on a map, there's not really 3 other players that I'd rather be with, because they are all so strong together, and they are definitely a force to be reckoned with here at EGL10 and Sheffield. So I do expect them to pick up their game, as you say, and take the CTF. They've always been strong on CTF.
Yeah, but S&D seems to be the strongest game mode, so that's a little bit strange that they lost that. Maybe they just didn't get in the groove, and something I talked about there is very stop-start. So it's one of them things where it can be a little bit funny when you're talking about motivation and momentum. Yeah. So it is a bit funny. Let's see how they're doing the CTF. We'll keep you updated with that, guys, as this game goes on. I'm not too sure what we're waiting on, actually. I think one of the players has disconnected. That's actually Josh. So I think we're just waiting on something being sorted out there. But so far, considering this is your first EGL, how do you feel about it? It's a big event, isn't it?
It's a massive event. I watched it online and stuff like that previously in the past, but I only joined Esports properly in about February time, so I'm incredibly new to this, but I'm still loving it. I started casting in about March time, and then just to come to an event like this and have this opportunity, I've got to thank everybody here at EGL, thanks to my fellow casters as well and stuff, and I'm having a great time. Just, the venue, although people are saying that it's a bit small, I quite like it like that. I think it's more intimate.
Yeah, it is quite small. If anything, it is a little bit smaller than the usual Blackpool venue. But for now, obviously, because we only have Call of Duty, Xbox, Call of Duty PS3, and FIFA, you don't need an event as big. And it's tall,
Yes.
But that's not the point. I mean, the main stage is looking really, really good here, and the whole casting booth setup we have. I mean, we've got those casters here. You've got Central there in the interview section there as well. It's all there together. It looks a little bit more professional from EGL's point of view. And TCM, we already knew that.
Yeah, we already knew that, Brycey.
Go on.
Brycey trying to update us on the TCM score when we already know about it. Mike's on the ball with that kind of thing. So, Brycey, dearie me, what's he doing? But yeah, we're just waiting for Josh, was it? I think, yeah, who's just waiting to come back into the game and stuff like that. As I keep saying over and over again, we are gutted that you guys at home can't join us here at EGL10 Sheffield. Hopefully we'll see you at another one. I believe there's going to be another EGL sometime soon. We're not too sure. Yeah, I would imagine so anyway. So we hope to see everybody there. You know, we've got about, I think, around that 70 team mark here, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was 69 exactly. So
there we go.
I mean, it's quite a good turnout. It's not quite the turnout we used to have on Modern Warfare 3, where we were dropping like 120 odd teams, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you know, at the moment, I think the scene is growing. It is doing quite well. So we need to keep people attending these events, and that we appreciate. Like, attending events is an expensive thing.
Oh yeah, for sure it is. It's definitely not something that you can just decide to do last minute.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
If you're one of these kids, 15-year-old, you know, you love playing Call of Duty. You just don't have £200-300 to spare, you know. I mean, it is one of the things, unless you get picked up by an org. I mean, recently, Wangi is one of these players that started coming through. He's playing for Aware, and you know, he was no offense to him, he was pretty much nobody in the scene about 6 months ago. He's come up really, really big, done very, very well, getting himself into an organisation, and if you're good enough, you will get to that point.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about it. You know, you've just got to keep pushing it if you are looking to come and play, or if you're looking to cast like myself. You know, it's just you've got to keep pushing yourself, doing what you can and enjoying it. I think that's the number one thing. You know, you can come to these LAN events and you can, you know, you hear it get heated and you hear some of the trash talk and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, pretty much everybody's all friends and stuff, and we're all here to have a good time.
Oh yeah, most people.
Yeah,
most people. I've seen fights.
yeah. But no, it's great to be here and meet some new faces and stuff like that, and just enjoy it. And to see some new teams play and stuff. You know, I've always enjoyed watching teams from the start when I've not got too much experience and I don't know too much about them, and just seeing what they can do live in the moment and stuff. So Infused are doing what we expected them to do so far. I am going to predict that they could take this search and destroy, just because they're overall an incredibly strong squad, and I know they're going to be feeling motivated after that. But I think we actually may be having a problem with an Xbox or something like that.
Yeah, that seems to be the problem. I think if we can go to a very, very quick break, we will. Yeah, we're going to go to a very, very quick break at EGL10, guys. We'll be back with you in just